Good morning, fellow Ambazonians. Wanna welcome today for another episode of our podcast. Today, Tuesday, number 6 day for this month for December 2022. My name is Capo Daniel. I am the Deputy Defense Chief of the Ambazonian Defense Forces and the spokesperson of the Ambazonian Governing Council, aka Sense Past King, our own countryman. Wanna welcome for this episode. This program where they bring on a meaningful information, facts-based analysis for help we as we work for this journey to our freedom, the independence of Ambazonia. Good people of Ambazonia, the president of the Ambazonian Governing Council, Dr. Cho Ayaba, he now arrived back for a home for Norway after a short visit for Belgium, where he meet up the Ambazonian Governing Council mission for Belgium, as well as other Ambazonians across Europe. In attendance for the meeting, it will be Willy de Paris, a young Ambazonian artist where he be renowned across La République du Cameroon and across the globe, a strong Pan-African, a bold Ambazonian, where they always champion the plight of our people them through music. Willy de Paris will be decorated by Dr. Cho Ayaba with a badge of honor, the Ambazonian pin, where it then be noted for being spread around by the nationalist movement of the Governing Council throughout in the international community for Ambazonians of goodwill. Willy de Paris be honored for carry an Ambazonian pin for his chest, and the leader of our War of Liberation, he tell he said this one for honor the soldier them, where they then give their life and where they see fight for free our country. Another participant them also they be honored. Ma Comfort to be honored for being decorated with the Ambazonian pin for his chest. The Ambazonian Governing Council, the president called and said that one a badge for honor, passion, and love for country. A big debrief of the meeting for Belgium, where we be focused for raise funds. It will be released with an audio from the president of the Governing Council himself. Money will be raised for buy arms for continue to defend our homeland. Back for home front, for inside our capital city for Boya, for Great Soppo, electric pole it on live for road now for close to 2 weeks without any help from the ENEO, the colonial institution where they provide we with electricity. They never be able to remove them. Boya then be in a place where it then be dormant, despite the fact say La Republic they never be attacked for inside capital for Boya repeatedly. They don't still show we say no be a country where if we count on even for provide simple services such as clearing the road for essential services like electric pole where it pose a risk for the people their life. Picking them for inside Great Soppo, they fear for go out for road. The electric pole is for my 6th for street 6. It carry high tension cable, and our people then be very worried. We will continue to monitor the situation and we will try to look for volunteer them. People they then be contractor, former contractor for ENEO, where they feel help with for fix that electric pole. They feel contact our office, the Governing Council go assist for make sure so we repair back that road as soon as possible for keep our people them free from the danger be posed by that electric pole. Still for inside the Atlantic state, for inside Beme, a big defense meeting it then be held for day by all the Ambazonian Defense Forces commander for inside Manu, the one for Lebelem, the one for inside Fako, they then gather for hold a big meeting. The meeting it then finish, all man it then return back for a base for help for mobilize and for direct our roadmap for a war for inside the Atlantic state. Everything will be good to go, and I would still call on the Governing Council, the War Council for continue for fuel and for finance the project. Then we our general they don't come for outline them. We go to be carried out successful for the Atlantic state for make sure so if we cut off Cameroon their hand for begin thief our resources and for make sure so if we deny them any space for begin create an environment where they are enablers them and traitors the way they for exile, they feel come back for instill Cameroon terrorism for our villages. The issue concerning the Turk and agent provocateur Moja also will be brought to the table, and a special package it will be delivered to that effect. They call on our people them for ignore Moja, na a provocateur, na a comedian, and na a vexation to the spirit. He will be taken care of eventually, but our people they be advised, say me they ignore all the propaganda and need to do one deliberately for provoke our people them for show La Republic how stupid some of we will be for feel leak La Republic their annals for the small personal benefit we get them. What people they call for be patient. We commanded that then come out with a plan and a package. It will be delivered for Moja. Not just a matter of time. Our fellow country people them, I go also want to remind our people them for know the pendulums and what they measure success for our liberation movement, because for the past 5 years Ambazonia they don't be fed with wrong activism where be the equate noise with victory for Ambazonia. Ambazonia it win very fatly. For most part them for our country, La Republic don't withdraw completely and they still continue for adjust the administrators them. When it come for school, Ambazonians community school they don't pick up well. La Republic du Cameroon for the past 2 years, we don't see they don't drop the amount of people the way they were recruit them for their colonial schools and for inside Ambazonia. Would they win and would they win fatly? And our people they made them begin recognize this victory them for Ambazonia and align with the ADLA for help for create the transitional authority or the establish them for ground zero, for help with for build the capacity for protect law and order and for fill the gap as we kick out La Republic du Cameroon, the administrators. We will also run out program for women's them on ground zero. Our women's them for the governing council across our 13 state them that they be empowered, that they be organized. Our civil society them also that they be empowered and that they be organized for help for present and for preserve our culture and our administration even in the interim as we see fight for our liberate ourselves. We also want advise our people them say me them be mindful of La Republic du Cameroon, their occupation administrator them. Anyone where they try for come back for home or they send some party them for come back for home, make una notify we as soon as possible me action it be taken, including La Republic du Cameroon, their colonial school them in any place where any teacher a go there would ask our people them for try for look into the issue and for inform us so that we will be aware. Many eyes will do a good job. Would also call on our people then for remind them say operation then go be geared during this December for stop La Republic du Cameroon their counterbands them where they sell them for inside Ambazonia, in particularly brasseries du Cameroon. Make no store, make no off license, make no bar, sell brasseries du Cameroon. It products them during this December because we will send patrol them for check them and for enforce the ban. Brasseries product in particular, it be symbolic. A ban for La Republic product within our country. This company itself began be created for use by the French government for intoxicate and destroy the culture of the French Cameroonians. Its introduction and in ban in Ambazonia is be very symbolic and be very important for our march for emancipation and for our march towards freedom. We remind all traders for avoid for sell this counterband the way it can be banned for inside Ambazonia. Again, fellow Ambazonians, for the hot topics of today, now still the issue where they don't catch 3 Ambazonian citizens them when an IG member them for inside America, they don't charge them for court, say they be do kidnapping for ransom, and the case it don't be filed, they don't release them on bail. The court document them it don't be for aside for Oma for Siam. According to which will be that explained for now. These 3 individuals them where they be work for inside the Sako and with Chris Anu closely. They be whole direct soldier them for ground me then go catch people their family member where they live for America and then ask the people them for America say me then give money for them before they go release them. This one a breach for international law and a breach for Ambazonian law. The Ambazonian governing council that explain and say make no man no catch some innocent man just because you want to take money. That one a criminal activity. Even if you been an Ambazonian fighter or you do them in the name of Ambazonia, it is a crime in Ambazonia and it is a crime in abroad. The issue also it don't go for the FBI then for go raid Chris Anu he has, then Chashi has, and Eric Tato because they be linked to the case according to which would hear the suspect say that people them way they be catch them they don't give their names and the people then that way they be work together with them, so they don't catch them. Even though this issue is an isolated issue where it just be within the IG, but a wake up call for all of us Ambazonia because now very bad news for tarnish all the image for we Ambazonian and our liberation struggle. We call on all people then for make sure they obey the local laws and for the country where they did. And this one in particular, it be a breach of Ambazonian law. Unlike the previous case for Mangang and the other people then where they be work with Seseko, a group where they be buying a gun them for America for send them for Nigeria then catch them for they be do that one selflessly for put their country first. But this one them now where they don't catch them, the people the way they thief money because for go begin kidnap people them for ransom, that one are stealing. Now, bad behavior we would not condemn them and will not ever accept them. Anybody where they do this type of thing, this rough work, it be deserve to be put in jail, even for Ambazonia. So as the America they put them, the bad thing, I say the background for the case now, they mention Ambazonia and they mention the IG, the force where they call a restoration forces, say now they do the kidnapping them. So now very bad image they don't give for we all. And we get a part for play and for clean that bad image for Ambazonia and for tell the war say many forces in the Ambazonia where they no fit do that kind of work. Even if some of the people they call an LGA or county head them force them and do them. Every soldier get that right for deny for do something where it be wrong. And concerning the news, as we know when things like this happen, La Republic do want for put all we for inside the same pot soup for Nyaram, so that may go spoil the whole image for Ambazonia. But we'll be very happy for inform the Ambazonian people them say no Ambazonian governing council official or ADF official no be involved in these scandals. None of our people that can be interviewed or being investigated by the FBI. But we also wouldn't get a history. Previously, we get one of our official Tapang Ayaba when be a member of the ADF, one La Republic agent, Ngumba Theodore, where he work for Cry Out Radio. He be put Tapang Ayaba for court because of some fund where they be raised them through GoFundMe, and they be use them for try for attack he and for attack the organization and the liberation struggle as a whole. Will be follow that court case, will be monitor that court case, will be stand by Tapang Ayaba because will be no say be innocent. During that court proceeding them, the judge will be deny say Ambazonian no be terrorism, our forces they no be terrorism. The struggle na a legitimate struggle and Tapang Ayaba be win that case. He end up say he and Ngumba Theodore they see whole hand. Even though Ngumba Theodore na La Republic agent, we know he work with the Munas for try for destroy our liberation struggle. So they be the attack Tapang Ayaba for those reasons them. La Republic du Cameroon they don't also use Nsala law firm for make fake report them and doctor and fabricate evidence them for try for target we the leaders them as well. They don't try for do them for Norway. For Norway, the Norway government if you reject them, if you talk some Ambazonian fight, na legitimate fight, na good fight. The Cameroon government they be even go to the extent for insult the president they had for Norway, their government, and if you create a bad blood between Cameroon and Norway, but we know say Norway if you don't reject all those Cameroon their manipulation. As soon as they hear, they repeatedly talk about China and Hong Kong, about the own humble servants, the Deputy Defense Chief and Spokesperson Capo Daniel. They began come to for Hong Kong. They go make a fake police report after the Chinese government began reject their attempt for blackmail me. Then come for Hong Kong, they can make a police report. They know if you deal with the government directly. He instead held up with because the police, if he call me, if he show me they can't lie the way they don't talk them. And they be no saying I lie them if you just give them a chance for me for explain Ambazonia their problem for them, and they be designate me as a protected person where they protect you against some people then for us where they want to attack them. So if La Republic they ever visit their president ever visit Hong Kong with any bodyguard the way they carry gun, they go tell me for the area the way they did it so that I go get protection. It actually work for our favor. They will do the same thing for Lucas Asu, our press secretary. The Salah law firm, they will go make a fake case. The Canadian government, they will call you also for interview. I think almost 2 years ago where these things have happened. It will give a very good case for them and all of them will be very satisfied and happy. Now only La Republic du Cameroon be the perpetrator of kidnapping for ransom where they don't kidnap people. Then where even Nigerian court, it don't talk say, then kidnap people for Nigeria, then bring them for La Republic du Cameroon. Cameroon currently it be sanctioned as a state. They don't move them. Donald Trump will remove them for AGOA to punish them. They be caught and suspend help for their military. The Germans they will withdraw their support for Cameroon be them because they're a criminal network where they carry out atrocity them for Ambazonia. And many other countries then too, they don't call out Cameroon for a criminality and war and terrorist tactics and for inside Ambazonia. Currently, 12 ministers and ex-ministers for La Republic they don't be banned by Joe Biden for travel to America. So Ambazonian them rest be assured saying that Cameroon they worry about law. Now the Cameroon they need for the worry about the ICJ because they don't commit war crimes them and they continue to commit war crimes them. And just a matter of time they will face the justice for the war. For the meantime, we follow a just cause our people they need for continue for support the self-defense and for make sure say the group the way they support them, they actually not involved in such a personal benefits. That is why we encourage everybody to focus on groups that are properly constituted with organs that functions within their bylaws to protect our state interests and for also carry out good conduct and good practices in fighting to liberate our homeland. Nevertheless, as we know, La Republic and their agents and eternal enemies, them go continue to use this issue for blackmail the leading movement, and I hope with the hopes they will help for destroy and stop Ambazonia progress. But that one, not just a joke, we go jump and pass. So fellow Ambazonians, the first group for the first AK them where they be buy them with the 200 AK project where they be announced the disbursement of money almost 3 weeks ago. They then begin enter our posture. They could be strengthened for the liberated areas and peripheral areas. They could be strengthened as we enter for inside the middle of the December. We could enter a new phase and we would give una details as the time it come. May God bless una for all place we day and make all we stand up fine and for uphold the 4 pillars them will be sacrosanct for sustain our resistance against La Republic to Cameroon. 1, be na the ban for political participation. That means we would ban make no man in no stand say he be an elected member for Ambazonia for represent us inside Cameroon their structure. It be banned, it be forbidden. Any man where he call himself say mayor, he call himself say parliamentarian or senator, he don't commit high treason. Those people that need to be arrested and taken into custody as soon as possible. We also would then ban Cameroon their products. Brassaris be the symbolic product we would choose them for ban them for be said in Ambazonia for give them economic sanctions them through this process. So we then stop CDC. Me no man no work for CDC or any company where they provide big support for Cameroon their export, including all cash export them for La Republic. It then be banned for inside Ambazonia. We then also deny them our schooling for ban La Republic their school them, make all money uphold those principle them, and make picking them know they go for school with uniform, make them follow Ambazonian guidelines and Ambazonian authority them for all this area. More important, now the cardinal and the fundamental pillar for the center of our liberation, now the Monday goes down. Now a sacrosanct day, the only day and the only means for our people them for peacefully demonstrate their will for a separate state, an independent country away from La Republic to Cameroon, an independent Ambazonia. So every Monday, make all man a closed door for a shop. Now one day for we for sacrifice and for demonstrate for the war, so one separation and outright independence. Anybody way he could violate this law, them these 4 pillars, they go against the common good for your own personal benefit, and it will be wrong for we for sit by for any person for disobey this law without any sort of consequences. So these 4 pillars them for our liberation movement, the edicts them for these 4 pillars them, it be supposed to be upheld and be implemented by all Ambazonian forces. So if you did for Ambazonia, you be a vanguard, you be a soldier, you be a community leader, you be even a Pekin, you get for make sure say make all man they follow the law. If some person open his shop on Monday, all Ambazonia then get light for those citizens action against that particular shop. Make you see something, you take action. If you know if you take action, you report the case. Make we see how our forces then will be mobilized to take action. We'll make sure to we'll uphold these 4 pillars until we reach Boya. God bless you all. Capo Daniel, signing off.